This morning, a deal was reached after a year of negotiations. There's different actors taking credit for it, but a combination of factors from players in the region to include host for negotiations Qatar, the United States, both the incoming and outgoing administrations, as well as the other parties involved, including both Hamas and Israel, who both had to give a little bit in this particular deal in order to get to the finish line. What we'll see over the next 42 days is that 33 of the hostages that are currently being held inside Gaza will be released. They're largely women and children, men over the age of 50, and those that are ill. It is not all of the hostages. This will facilitate a 42-day period of a cessation in hostilities, which means it'll be quiet. There'll be no fighting going on, and if there are, that's going to be a breach of the agreement. It's going to sound crazy, but this is actually the easiest part of it, because the interim deal will allow some of the hostages to be released, but will allow Hamas to retain some of the hostages. The reason that they took so many in the first place is they knew that they were at a disadvantage. And once they release the remainder of the hostages, they really give up their last bargaining chip. So the difficult work will take place during this 42-day period to try to get to the second phase of a new deal, which is where the remainder of the hostages, either dead or alive, will be released. And both Hamas and Israel will seek to achieve their end states, which at the moment are diametrically opposed. And that becomes a question of what post-war governance will look like, reconstruction and security inside Gaza, who's going to be in charge. If the Gazan people or Hamas, the remnants of it, reject a security force or the governing structure that's put in place over the top of them and decide to take up arms in response to that, which could be as small as an act of killing or shooting at a single soldier once a week every couple of days, that is by definition an insurgency. And so the difficult work actually lies ahead. That doesn't mean this deal shouldn't be celebrated and welcome every hostage that's released and a cessation in hostilities in Gaza and an end to the conflict, but we are nowhere near the end of this, and the difficult work lies ahead of us, not behind us.